Hey there, welcome back. April again, Coach Speak and Serve. I am the master coach and president of that amazing community. You guys have been awesome, and I'm super thrilled to continue this driven success, influence, and profits with you. And so over the last couple days, let's just recap. We've talked about speaking and how that parlays from authorship or the other way around. We've talked about, being an author and making sure that you're always selling your book and you're putting it in front of people. The great thing about books, again, is that it's always new. It's always new to the person who's never read it. It's always new to the person who's never read it. And then we talked about speaking in regards to your positioning and getting yourself booked. I see many of you all are on the challenge of getting yourself booked, getting that at least that 10% closing ratio to get yourself booked early in this year. So today I want to talk about coaching and what can you gain from coaching and how does coaching come into place? Many people hate it. They're like, I hate coaching. The industry's, it's convoluted and it's busy and it's messy. And here's the thing. I love coaching. And if you don't like coaching because it's convoluted and it's messy, then don't be any of those things. Don't be watered down, right? Don't be convoluted. Don't be messy. So all the things that you don't like, just don't do it. Be the example. And that's what we aim to do. That's what we strive to do. That's what I believe we do every single day. We wake up, we put our Coach Speak and Serve hat on, and we march into the lounge and is creating a space of integrity where people can learn to grow their coaching, speaking, and author platforms. And so I want to talk to you today about coaching and how you can monetize the coaching. Now so in the last training video on speaking, we talked about, what did we talk about? We talked about coming from the parlaying coaching from the speaking. So you have an opportunity, like now, I'm speaking to you, right? I'm speaking to you, whether it's a virtual stage or a physical stage. Doesn't matter. It's all the same. An audience, a message, an intention, a purpose at the end. And so with the coaching, one of the things, this hair is just going to worry me. It's going to worry me. Let's all agree that it's going to worry me. Because you can't ignore it. If I got to keep moving it, I can't pretend like it's not happening because you're right up in my face, right? So with the coaching, one of the things I really want to share is it parlays easily because the speaking is, in fact, a commercial. So whether you're talking for 45 minutes, 5 minutes, 90 minutes, or a half-day workshop, you're talking, you're speaking. And the truth is, no matter what, unless you're Albert freaking Einstein, you need more. Your audience needs more, right? It's just like if you're watching, for example, a Nike commercial and you see them jump in and they're making, they're doing hoops and everything. Well, that's great. Now imagine if you went to the store to buy those shoes you saw on TV and you got to the counter and you're like, hey, I want those shoes I saw on TV. And what if they told you that they didn't sell them? They just want to show them to you. That kind of pissed you off a little bit, wouldn't it? It's like, well, what do you mean? Why did you go through the whole commercial and everything if I can't even buy the shoes? They're like, oh, we just want to showcase them. Well, that doesn't help you because you're ready to jump. And so I use that analogy because it's similar, in my opinion, to the speaking industry. Or to the coaching. To speaking. Why would you speak and then not have an opportunity for people to take you home with them? I actually heard that from Lisa Nichols when I coached with her several years ago. She said that she stepped off the stage, and one of the things that was really powerful for her was someone said, you got me all excited and revved up and motivated, and now I got to go home empty-handed. I don't have something to listen to. I may never see you again. And that's what I think of about coaching. So even if you're a speaker and you don't want to ever coach a person, you probably just don't want to coach them one-on-one. But I'd venture to say, if you can do the number one thing I'm sharing with you, which is a one-to-many model, where you actually create a digital program, okay, which could just be your audios or what have you, you create a digital program that you can sell at a live event or a virtual event, something similar to this. Would that work for you? A one-to-many model where you have a digital program. Let's say you only have one program. That's all you do. Let's say it's just your one signature program and maybe one-on-one at a really high and fair price point for what you're offering. Would that make sense for you? Of course. Because then after they hear you speak on the tips you gave them on the stage, then the application is when they take you home in the box or the CD or the binder or the link they'll go to when they get home, right? That's what those things are for. That gives you the opportunity to coach people from a distance at your comfort level, and it gives you the opportunity to create something one time and have a massive ripple effect in creating influence, change, and profits. And that's what this is about. You get to create the influence, the credibility, gain the testimonials, help people with what you're helping them with, and make money at the same time. There's no shame in that. Your business provide products or services in exchange for money. That's how it works. Be of integrity and make it good stuff that people can implement and achieve the results that you're promising that they can achieve as a result. Okay, that's number one. Number two, some of you all may want to do, as I alluded to moments ago, a one-on-one or higher level coaching. So what does that look like? Could that look like a smaller group coaching program where there's some live element to it? Maybe there's a weekly phone call, or maybe there's a weekly video via Skype or Zoom or whatever video platform you're using. What does that potentially look like? Could you charge people a couple $1,000s to teach them and to have the value of you assisting them in answering questions? Could you do that? Could you charge them $10,000? Could you create a mastermind, for example, of your higher level tiers, right? Because in the coaching world, if you're coaching a person from, for example, if we're using football for an example, when they start off, they're a little rusty. By the time they get to the playoffs, they're doing pretty good, right? If you make it to the playoffs. And it's because there's been an elevation of progress and learning and practices. So even in your business model, if you think about it, if you promise I can get you to the top of the mountain and they're down here, I can take you from never exercising at all to climbing the mountain. Well, there's a bunch of little steps in there. What are your steps? How are they working with you in each of these steps? How many steps does it take to go from never exercising at all to climbing Mount Everest, for example? Is it 5? Is it 4? Is it 3? You can decide what that looks like based on your technology and your methodology for success. Okay? And so again, you can go from a one to many where it's digital and there's no touch, meaning there's no calls, no any of that. Or number 2, right? You can do all of these things because we do at Coach Speak and Serve. You can do a smaller group coaching where there's a higher price point, but they get access to you. And then number 3, you can do higher level one-on-one, meaning you can charge $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 potentially for working with one-on-one clients because those are your cream de la cream clients. You can go all the way up to $100,000, depending on the credibility and the results that you produce for people. Again, that gives you the opportunity to work with, to pick and choose who you want, if you want. Some of you all may not want to do any one-on-one coaching, and it may not make sense for your business model. It just depends on what your niche is. So you get to decide that. But what I want to share with you is the possibilities are there. The possibilities in the coaching world are there. The possibilities to create podcasts and content creation and produce your own live TV shows. I mean, we have our own live TV show, Online CEO Fuel. And just imagine the possibilities that you'll be able to do because you understand how these 3 things, coaching, speaking, and your authorship play a part. Now, let's say you may be saying, April, I haven't written the book yet. Let's do that. Let's write one. How? And here's a little ninja trick, and I love, which is, what are your 10 principles to whatever it is that you do? If a person never spoke to you and you wanted to hand them a book on the 10 principles of whatever it is that you do, what are those 10 principles? What could you impart into them? And then my recommendation is to do a video on each 10 of them with the intention that the video will be transcribed and that will be your manuscript that you will then turn in to be published. There's just a little ninja trick for you. I love transcription. I think it's an amazing tool that's underused. And so again, to recap on the coaching, whether you're life and or business coaching, you can decide, do I want a one-to-many model and create that? Because when people leave from hearing you from a virtual or physical stage, they need to take something home. Or do you want to create a smaller coaching program with a higher price point where people get a little bit more of you, right? Where you can actually work with them? Or do you want to go a one-on-one model, for example, and charge a premium for that one-on-one time? The choice is yours. The choice is absolutely yours. And why am I sharing all of this with you? And what is this driven success and influence and profits about? This entire process is about me teaching you how our business runs because you and I are in the same industry. I'm a coach, I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Just so happens, you're my avatar. You're my target audience. You are who I am here to serve. You are who I help every single day. Who are your people and where are they? And how can you find more of them? How can more of them be more attracted to you? How can you attract more of them into your cycle of business, into your communities, into your tribes? It's a little confusing and convoluted. And to be quite frank with you, the very first coaching program I created, Ignite, was from frustration from coaching program after coaching program. I needed to understand the foundational basics, right? And then we kind of evolved and we grew into this epic amazingness. And speaking of epic, I want to remind you or invite you to our 5th annual conference, the Epic Conference. If you think I've given you some nuggets here, just imagine, and you've seen our community Coach Speak and Serve, imagine what would happen on a live stage in the room with other purpose-driven entrepreneurs, coaches, speakers, authors, bloggers, and consultants. Imagine if you were able to walk away from an event feeling like you invested well, feeling like you actually owe us money for coming because you were given so much content that you're able to then implement. Imagine walking away with a plan that you can implement easily on your next 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 90 days post-event. Imagine connecting with people that you can collaborate with, partner with across the world in your local area. Imagine understanding how the live stream space works and how you can create your own mini commercials to amplify your own message. Imagine connecting with people who can assist you in brand clarity in your social media in today's world. Social media a year ago is nothing like social media today. Imagine understanding how to write your own copy, how to format it, what types of words to use. Imagine understanding how to put on your own webinars and how to do your own product launches. It's time to stop imagining. It's time to have epic success. It's time for you to be a part of our Epic Conference happening March 23rd, 4th, and 5th in Dallas, Texas this year. You can absolutely be a part of a movement that is moving into epic proportions, and I would love to see you there. This entire journey over the last several days is about you being able to do and understand more. The more you understand, the better. The more knowledge you have, even better. But the more understanding you have of the application of that knowledge is epic. That is where we are, ladies and gentlemen. We are in a place where we need to understand all this knowledge coming at us. How do I apply this strategically in a formula that produces a result and that does not only produce busy work, but produces clients, produces testimonials, produces case studies? That is what Epic is about. Again, this is our 5th annual conference, and you can find out more details about Epic at epicindallas.com. It's in this email. It's attached to this message. Again, epicindallas.com. I also have to say, this isn't a perfect process. I flubbed a couple times over my words, and I keep going. No edits. We're running straight through. Why? Because the message is more important than the perfection on my side of things, right? And so I want to invite you to epicindallas.com because I believe if you're sitting and you're watching this video, then you're ready for epic success, and you're tired of not having it, and you're tired of seeing people not even as smart as you achieve more success and more profits than you, more influence and more credibility than you. It's time for you to have your piece of the pie. I'll see you at Epic. If you have questions, please email support@coachspeakserve.com and make sure that you tell a friend. You want to be on the success journey with people who understand and get you. And once you're in, let us know you're in the Coach Speak and Serve Lounge. Until then, make sure you're following me everywhere. April Franks Hunt, Master Coach and President of Coach Speak and Serve. And remember, if you need anything, I'm just a click away.